I feel like today isn't an excuse. I feel like that every single second that you're scrolling on your phone or looking at Instagram, etc., there are dudes out there, even so much as selling little coaching calls or courses or, who you'd want to be like. Mm-hmm. But it's easy. It's easier to sit around and play video games and masturbate than it is to get the money to buy real supercars and seduce beautiful women in the real world. It is much easier. And because it's easier, I feel like a lot of people don't want to weigh out. It's 5 years of work. Yeah. At least 5 years of work. And nobody wants to do the work. Mm-hmm. It's like getting into shape, as I'm sure you know. It's, when guys are, fat and they're like, oh, well, you get women because you're in shape. It's like, well, you could be in shape, but it's for you, it's 2 years. It's 3 years, Are you willing to do that? The same is with your finances, the same with your mindset, the same with lots of things. So, yeah, if you do the work, the women do naturally come to you, but it's years of work. And everyone wants a quick fix nowadays. Yeah. Everyone wants a magic pill or a magic spell or a magic trick, and there are none. The old saying of, you become the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most, that's older than the internet. That saying it predates the internet. Mm-hmm. But essentially it means the 5 people who influence you the most. And, if you do live alone or if you don't have many friends or you don't have a big group of people, what you're watching and what you're listening to influences you massively. So, yeah, cut the crap out. Exactly the same with a healthy diet. Mm-hmm. It influences your health. A healthy mind is exactly the same thing. Scrolling up and down Netflix, watching trash all day is not going to get you anywhere in life. Mm-hmm. Literally, ever. Like you get the idea of just being a complete lone wolf by yourself, I don't think is healthy, and I don't think it's the most effective way to live. Mm. You can let this destroy you, which is an option, and people do this all the time, drink themselves to death, I don't know, start cutting themselves, whatever stuff people do to cope with difficult situations, or you can be sad anyway, because you're sad either way, mm-hmm. and work 18 hours a day. So you can work 18 hours a day, not let anything distract you, and stay focused on the mission, so that way you have less time to think about it, and you could be sad while you're working. And then, when you start to come to terms with everything, you've got millions of dollars, as opposed to, I've come to terms with everything, but I'm in a rehab clinic. I don't believe life has to be a purpose. I just believe in making sure that you are happy and making sure that happiness is spread as much as possible to the people you interact with and the people around you. That is a way to live a fulfilling life. You don't have to have a mission to live a fulfilling life, or a purpose. You could live, basically by yourself your whole life. But if you really enjoy yourself and you really enjoy this trip around the sun that we're all taking, and everywhere you go, you're polite and you're nice and you're kind, who cares that you didn't impact the world, You don't need a purpose. I don't think I found my purpose in life until I was 32. So I feel like my purpose in life now is to set a good example for young men in a world that doesn't have any good examples. But if you don't know what to do, don't go to university. Yeah. That's the first thing. If you know what you want to do and you need a university degree to do it, then obviously pursue that. If you don't know what you want to do, going to university is going to burn 3 or 4 years of your time and likely get you into a bunch of debt and a bunch of trouble that you don't need. If you don't know what you're doing, avoid university. Step number 1. I ran a business with my brother that failed before I was 21 years old. That qualified me more to run a successful business than anyone who from age 18 to 23 studied business at university for 5 years and got a master's in business. Me, having run my one failed company, was more qualified to run a successful company after that than they were. Because the person who they learned from at university doesn't run successful companies. It's just a bunch of book learning. It's a bunch of theory that isn't really applicable to real business, in my opinion. And then again, people think reading makes you smarter. I agree. And then they think smarter makes you richer. And I disagree. Mm-hmm. So again, some of the smartest people in the world are flat broke. Working in some university somewhere explaining, physics theories to a bunch of kids who've paid their tuition fees. Some of them, and they're broke. The advice is very simple. I have the perfect piece of advice for them. It's have fun staying poor. Have fun staying poor. You're never going to make it. I don't care. Because if you can't look at your Instagram and think, maybe I should get into shape. If you can't look at my Instagram and think, maybe I should make some money. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Have fun staying broke. Because like you said, I need someone to wash my cars. I need people like you. So not everyone can make it to the top, and there's no help for those people who can't motivate themselves. If you can't pay your bills, it's hard to pay your rent, you're eating the crappiest food, you're driving the crappiest car, all the beautiful women in the world don't look at you, you can't afford any nice clothing, and you're sitting around thinking, just a few more hours playing Fortnite, then that's your station in life, and enjoy it. You have to make life hard for yourself, because no one else is going to do it. No one else. I'm certainly not going to come into your room at 7:30 and kick your door down and say, I don't know what your name is, Steven from Los Angeles, it's time to get your life in order. Let's get up. Let's hit the gym. You're not going to, I don't care about you. No one cares about you that much. You should care about yourself that much. The standard you set on yourself is what's attractive. Yes, the great body and the physical shape comes with it. But I feel like women are attracted to that in general. I mean, there are athletes, there are boxers who, they're a bit fat, MMA fighters. A lot of them, look at some of the heavyweights, are not in the best shape in terms of bodybuilding aesthetically. But the fact that they're up every day learning how to fight, working, training in the gym, it does something to your mind as well as your body that women find attractive. So that has to be number one. More attractive to women, learn how to talk, learn how to be funny, learn how to deal with women. Some people just have no idea how to speak to women and how to be around women. Understand that, I don't know how many this is, understand that male psychology and female psychology are very, very different. Some people with no experience with women, they will think that women think like men, which is one of the biggest mistakes that I think people make in general. Young guys are literally, they'll send pictures of their dicks or naked pictures to girls they like. No. You'd like it if she sent you a naked picture. And even if you're flirting and she seems interested in you, maybe she's interested in you, don't send her a picture of your dick. Like that's correlating male and female psychology in a bad way. That's just an example. And if you're bad with women, date more women. Find women who will date you and date them. Like with anything, kickboxing, martial arts, business, physical training, you will get better the more you do it. So if you're 18, 19 and you're shit with women, ask an ugly woman out. Cool, stop trying to aim for the hot ones, because the hot 18-year-old girls will date people like me. They're not interested in you. Find an ugly chick, date her, and maybe you'll fall in love, maybe you won't, but it doesn't matter. As you go through relationships and experiences with women, you'll learn more about women. It's very hard to become successful. It's very hard to become rich and successful, and that's why very few people do it. It's very hard to become influential, to get people following you, to get people listening to you. It's difficult. So if you can't motivate yourself to do it, fuck you. Sorry, it's the way I feel. The advice I have for people who are too shy to put themselves out there, too shy to approach women, too shy to, try to, pitch a business deal to somebody important, then good. Have fun staying poor and lonely. Because especially when you're young, it's not easy. And it does take some balls, but just go and do it anyway. The worst that people can do is say no. That was something in my mind, actually. People used to tell me that. Go talk to the girl. The worst you can do is say no. And that was it. Sometimes they'd say no. Just if you don't have confidence, fake confidence. Confidence is the one thing you can fake, and people believe you have it. If you I'm shy, go talk to the girl. Okay. If you actually walk up and talk to her, then you're not shy. You've spoken your confidence into existence. So yeah, and a lot of people won't ever do that, and I have no help for them. What could I possibly tell them? It's going to fix them, nothing. But you're going to be lonely, and you're going to be broke if you stay that way. Believe me, if I could be in the exact same physical condition, in the exact same financial condition, and all I had to do was lay around on my couch with beautiful women watching Netflix and getting blowjobs. Believe me, I'd do that. But you can't. No. That isn't an option. So yeah, and if you never are going to learn those skills, and you're never going to take a shot in the dark, then good. Have fun staying poor, and have fun staying lonely, and have fun with your Pornhub subscription. But person I want to be wakes up at 7 and he trains for 2 hours. The person I want to be wouldn't let that pretty girl walk past him without introducing himself and saying hello. The person I want, so okay, good. So you're going to wake up and lay in bed and then not talk to the pretty girl. Then you'll never be the person you want to be.